Hey guys, in this video I thought I would be doing a Queen album ranking list. An album cover ranking list. This isn't an opinion on what albums that I like by them. This is their 15 studio albums. And I'm not going to number these. You can count them as I go along or whatever. I'll start with 15 and then I'll just make my way down because I'll just lose track of numbers and whatnot. So it doesn't really matter. But this is just, going from, you know, 15 all the way down to 1. And this is my, this isn't an opinion on how I like the albums or anything because that's a whole different subject matter in general. Maybe one day I'll do a video where I show what Queen albums that I like in what particular order. So, because how I like the album cover versus how I like the album is completely different. So, but yeah. So here we go. And like I said, I'm not going to number these. If you want to, count down as I go along with it, that's fine. I'm just gonna go from, like I said, my least favorite to my favorite, starting with 15, and like I said, going all the way down to number 1. And they, like I said, 15's a lot to go through. So, but starting at dead last is the Flash Gordon album cover. And also, I do want to say that these do change out. So, like this week, I might say this is my list, but then next week it would change. But as of right now, this is what I, consider. So Flash Gordon at dead last, and then we got the Queen Works, The Works. Just a basic cover. Doesn't really do anything for me, so whatever. It's a good album though. Next is Debut. Gotta start somewhere, I guess. I guess they didn't really have any ideas, so they just were like, "Oh, we'll just take a still image from a concert or something and just slap it onto an album cover." Okay, so there's that. Um, Next is Sheer Heart Attack. Again, just a basic album cover. So, um, and then next is The Game. Got that 50s retro kind of look going on, but again, it doesn't really do anything for me. So, next we got Hot Space. It's a cool cover. They kind of went like a little psychedelic on this, whatever, but. And I do enjoy Hot Space, actually. I thought Hot Space was a decent album. It doesn't, deserve a lot of the hate that it gets. So, next we got Jazz. Just a basic cover that says Jazz with the bicycle race girls. So you can't really go too wrong there. Then we got Made in Heaven. This is the album that they did after Freddie died, so you gotta give them credit for trying to finish some of the songs that they were working on. And then these two albums you can kind of put together. They don't really and I think you'll know what I'm talking about, but they had to go somewhere because they're basically the same album cover. Next we got Day of the Races, and I'm just going to show both of them together. And then A Night at the Opera, because they're basically the same album cover, just slightly alternative or whatever. So yeah. So next we got A Kind of Magic. That's a cool cover. It's very 80s, very like artsy Andy Warhol kind of ish, if you will. Now we're going into the top 4. The Miracle, a very cool album cover where they can join all their faces together to make one face kind of thing. Really cool. Then we got Innuendo. Innuendo is a really, really good album. So, like I said, maybe I'll do a video where I talk about which albums that I like in order and stuff like that. Maybe I'll do that later or something. But Innuendo. And then we got Queen 2. This and the album that I'm going to show for number 1, which you probably already know what it is, switches all the time. But I think Queen 2 is my favorite album image of the band. Just something about that black and white, that black and white still image of the band. I mean, it was just so cool. But yes, Queen 2 is a really cool album cover. And then News of the World. I mean, what's not to like about the giant robot? I think his name is Frank or something. And then, and then the back has got killing the crowd and stuff. I don't know if they're But yeah, just a really cool album cover, and the vinyl copy actually, the vinyl copy is right here. Hold on, the vinyl copy is just really cool too. This is probably like it's a gatefold, with the giant robot, and then like you open it inside, and it's just just a robot like destroying the concert or whatever, and people are just like running away and stuff. So, just a really cool cover. Bands don't do that anymore. All right. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments if you have any favorite covers or if your list is similar to mine. And like I said, this list changes all the time because Queen has so many albums and it's hard just to pick like, when you're listening to the album, half the time you're looking at the picture while you're listening to it, that kind of stuff. So it changes the mood of how you feel about that album. So, but all right. Thanks for watching. Bye.